Hi, I'm Hayley Nolan. I'm reporting for Open Magazine live from the London Film Festival right here in Leicester Square. We're live from the red carpet for the film premiere of In Prison My Whole Life, a dramatic documentary about the tale of Mumia Abu-Jamal, who's been on death row for 25 years, almost my whole lifetime. Now, producing the film is our very own Colin Firth and his wife Livia.
Yeah, I mean, I did some. I put a few miles in as well, and I took a few meetings, I wrote a few letters, and I participated in the discussions because the cutting room was in our own house. This was done. This is very much a domestic sort of.
Very hands-on though.
Yeah, so it was never far away from me, and it's very complex and a vexed issue, and there are a lot of contradictions, a lot of doubts that we had. There are doubts hanging over. Nobody knows what happened that night that the crime was committed. I mean, 2 men were shot, lives were shattered. There's a policeman, very young man, who died, leaving a very young wife behind, and a man with a promising career as a journalist in a coma. And when he comes out of it, he's shot a policeman and he's on death row. Some bad things happened. We don't know what because of various things. The trial was not conducted properly. I think that's, to my mind, indisputable. The due process was not served. There was a considerable amount of racism brought to bear. And it became so politicized by people on both sides of the political spectrum that it's become very hard now to extract the truth from the situation. So 25 years later, we're all uncertain. But my fascination with this, as filmmakers, we haven't offered any answers here, but I think what we have done, hopefully, is reopen some questions that hang over the case.
Well, Massive Attack are very political, and so when we approached them and asked them to do the score, they say yes immediately. So for us, it was a huge privilege. We were very happy. And also all the rappers in America, Mos Def and Snoop Dogg, they're very political too. They're the new Black Panthers, right? So they said yes.
Were you slightly cautious when Snoop Dogg said he wanted to come on board?
No, I love Snoop Dogg.
I'm a big fan too. Well, what do you think is going to now happen? Do you think the film can make a big impact?
Well, we are incredibly grateful to Amnesty International. This is the first time that the Secretariat puts a stamp on a film. So for us it's a huge privilege, and it means that the two values on which Amnesty was founded, the independence and impartiality, hopefully will reflect on the movie, and we're going to help the 20,000 people on death row in the world with this movie. Hopefully it will make an impact.
Wow, do you think it's going to push the US justice system to, try and make a difference?
Well, this is what we are hoping. And Amnesty is working very, very hard on that.
Well, good luck with it. It's an amazing project.
Thanks.
I'm Bannister. I'm from Amnesty International and I'm a researcher on the death penalty. So it's my job to have a global overview for the organisation of capital punishment.
Okay, what do you think that this film is going to do for Amnesty's campaign?
I think this film will very successfully expose what is happening all too often in the United States, that people are getting unfair trials and then being put on death row. You would imagine that if you're going to sentence someone to death and execute them, you would have a scrupulously fair system to do that is well resourced, etc., free from political interference, etc. Exactly the opposite is true. It's full of arbitrariness, it's full of bias, it's under-resourced, and that's just in the States. The same is true in Pakistan, in Iran, in other countries that use capital punishment. So every time a film like this exposes that the fact that people are executed after unfair trials, or can be executed, it's a blow against the death penalty. So I really welcome this film. I think it's a powerful piece of documentary making that will expose the injustice that has happened to Mumia Abu-Jamal.